All right, and welcome to this edition of the EV Revolution Show. My name is Kenneth McCoy, your host, and I'm here for a quick review of the 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 9 all-electric three-row SUV. Thanks very much for tuning in. Super excited to have been able to spend a few days with this vehicle, longer than the first time I did this, courtesy of Hyundai Canada. I want to thank them for allowing me the use of this press vehicle for several days. If you go back to the spring of this year, you'll see that I did a first drive look of this vehicle. Fairly comprehensive for a first drive, only driving for about a day, day and a half, as Hyundai brought a bunch of us journalists out to the west coast of Vancouver Island to do some driving around. It was a beautiful experience with a beautiful vehicle. So this episode, I'm not going to go through all the nitty-gritty detail because you can watch that one and get pretty good stuff of what I've gone from overview. I wanted to just kind of highlight, encapsulate, and recap this vehicle in a very short manner. Now that I've had about a week to spend driving with it, just to give you my overall sense and what I think of this vehicle. So sit back, relax, and let me get right into it. Now, from the design of this vehicle, it is all Hyundai, right? They have a more rounded, aerodynamic type of design language. Kia is the more boxier type of design language to differentiate between the brands, just to make it more simple. They both share the eGMP platforms along with Genesis as well. All those three organizations are part of the Hyundai Motor Group global conglomerate that's out there, corporation. So you'll see a lot of similarities with functions and controls and menuing and even fonts and things like that in infotainment and coloring. But what sets this vehicle apart is that it is new this year, of course, to the Hyundai lineup in a three-row SUV, and the three rows are still hot products here, especially in Canada. And not only the design language that is uniquely Hyundai with pixelization and all kinds of neat little Easter eggs thrown into their nice streamlined design concepts to maximize aerodynamic efficiency, even though this is a big package, right? This is a up to 7 people mover moving down the road. You can only get so aerodynamic, so they try to tweak what they can. But what sets this different as well from the Kia EV9 sibling is that this has a slightly bigger battery to give you more range, and that does make a difference. It makes that ever so slight difference. So if we look at overall design language, I just happen to love it. I think feature, form, function works fantastic. I've carried some people in this vehicle this year. Everything from the outside to the inside, the ergonomics and the use of the materials and the use of things like grab bars and the way you close the door, and just all these simple little things just accumulate to really make this a very friendly vehicle for driver and passenger. So if we dig into some of those specs, as I mentioned, this does have a slightly bigger battery pack than the Kia EV9 siblings. This is a 110 kilowatt hour battery pack, so about 10% bigger than Kia's 99, almost 100 kilowatt hour battery pack, all running on 800 volt architecture, which does provide you those very, very good charging speeds, and I'll talk about that in a sec. Now that battery drives, in this case, this is the top spec model, and most of the specs, when you go beyond just kind of the base, get into all-wheel drive. So this is a dual motor configuration that puts out 422 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. It's torque that gets you going from zero. That's plenty of torque to move this 6,000 pound vehicle around. So no problem there. Not a race car. You're not going to win any driving awards on a track, but that's not what this vehicle is designed for. So very, very capable. Now, all those specs still add up to usable, decent range. And on the all-wheel drive model, it's about 500 kilometers of EPA range. On the rear-wheel drive single motor, it's about 539-ish, almost 540 kilometers. So that's really good range. That extra 10% of the bigger battery does help this vehicle maintain that range. So the battery's cooled, and it showed me about 411 kilometers on a full charge when I charged it up the first time, and I was at a pace to do exactly that, maybe a couple kilometers more. So it's pretty well bang on the range estimate. When I look at charging this, so if I'm going to go on a road trip, I'm going to charge it. That's always important, and these are perfect road trip vehicles because they are family haulers. So you want to take these to the cottage. You want to take these to whatever, visit family into another city. You want to take these maybe on some more road trip holidays versus flying, which can be expensive and easier for your family to do this. So they do support level 1, level 2 charging, AC up to 11 kilowatts, which is kind of really good on kind of the standard now. So well within that 12-hour window of still having to charge it up overnight on the time of use lowest tier pricing. DC fast charging up to 350 kilowatts, and I've shown this in the IONIQ 6, so if you want to see a good example of their claim for that 20 to 80% in about 24 minutes in this particular vehicle, I would go to the IONIQ 6 video that I did about a year or so ago, year and a half, where I put that 18 or 19 minute claim to the test, and I was bang on. So Hyundai doesn't overstate what their charging capabilities are. In fact, they might be slightly conservative. Tends to be South Korean companies anyway, so you could definitely do that. So driving for 350 kilometers, let's say in the summertime, stopping for 25 minutes and then rinse and repeat again is not a bad deal, and I think that this is an extremely capable vehicle for doing that. I also did want to let you know that this does have native NACS charging support, North American Charging Standards. So you can see it has a Tesla adapter already built in, the Tesla port built in. So nice that you can pull right up and to natively Tesla supercharge, pull all those chargers that charges that Tesla offers, and be on your way. So if you have, obviously, as I said, it has that support, but if you need to just charge at home with any level 2, you can. They do provide this adapter. It's a Tesla, it's a NACS, North American Charging Standard, to J1772 for level 1, level 2 only, not for fast charging, only for AC charging. Goes in here like that, and then you would put your J1772. When you're done with it, you pull it out, it locks while you're charging. Now, if you happen to be wanting to go to a CCS charger instead, and you've got the North American charging port, well, lo and behold, they give you an adapter, or you can get an adapter from them as well. This is an adapter, so it goes from North American Charging Standard to CCS, as you can see. Leave that door open. So a multitude of options to really enhance and expand your charging experience, you know, because I hear a lot from people, oh, there's not enough charging, I'm going to get stuck. But you've got three, you know, you've got CCS network, you've got the NACS networks now. Superchargers are this, it's a mind-boggling number. I don't know, 25,000 ports in North America. I'd have to go look it up, but it's something like that. It's a mind-boggling number. How many actually plugs Tesla has across North America? You can just, all you can use is superchargers if you want for this vehicle. Load the Tesla app and off you go to the races. It's that simple. The nav will have those built in as well, or you could find them on the Tesla app if you want to, and they are plentiful. If not, you can use all these other charging providers to charge this vehicle as well with the CCS adapter. And of course, then for any public charging, home charging, that's level 1, level 2, that uses J1772. They give you this adapter as well, or they might charge you for it. I don't know. I didn't see it in the price list, so I'm assuming they're going to give you this one. This one you'll have to buy extra, but there's lots of third parties out there selling these as well. So lots of charging solutions. Even though this is a great range vehicle, you're going to have to stop on a road trip for sure. Lots of areas to do that, and easy. Now for moving people and stuff, cargo area is of course important. Now this has kind of a hidden trunk buttons because it's got a few of these squares here, but it's one little square here that you can push open, so eventually you find it. Power lift gate, you can open it with the fob, and inside as well. Good amount of boot space. I'll show you in some B-roll what that space is, but really nice, a decent load over lip. I like that for loading and unloading. I've already had 6 people. This is a 6 passenger. I've had 6 people in here. They said it was extremely comfortable, lots of room, and these were all adults. So it does show something about the real use of space for a 3-row SUV where that it's really needed. In that cargo, if I look at the space behind the third row, I'm about 620 liters. Put the third row down with remote buttons here that I can drop those seats down, open it up to 1,323 liters. And if I put the middle seats down as well, everything folds fairly flat. I increase that to 2,462 liters. The numbers are showing up in your screen of what that is in cubic feet as well. So a good amount of space, a really good amount of space. You can do some Home Depot runs, that kind of stuff with these kinds of vehicles because of the amount of space and the fairly good size opening that you have here to put stuff in. Also has an under cargo, not really too much stuff going on there. Oh, I'm going to have to go hunt for my keys now. But a good amount, just stuff to put, tonneau covers and some tire repair kit and stuff like that down there as well. Good amount of space. There's a frunk as well. I'll show you that right now. All right, one thing I love about the Hyundai and the South Koreans is their choice of colors. This is a beautiful color, some sort of lighter green, eco green color, very nice. There's a button in there you push twice to unlock the front, so the pushing it twice does invoke that safety lock. And other than a few leaves here, I've got a little bit of storage here, which I'll show you on the B-roll. It amounts to about 88 liters of storage. Not a whole lot. All really to see here is your windshield washer fluid, top up. Everything else is covered under plastic covers. There is room for your charging cord element, which is probably in the back there, and a tire repair kit. Otherwise, not too much going on, but a good use of space. You can put windshield washer fluid, you can put a bunch of stuff in here. So it is handy. It's handier than you might think it is. I wouldn't obviously do a grocery run and dump them in there, but for keeping some of those essentials that you don't want rattling around in the back, it's a good use of space. All right, so just to show the versatility in this, I believe I did it in the last video, but I'll do it quickly now. So obviously getting in these are nice, big opening here, easy to get in. There is a grab handle if you need it. Pull that out here, pull yourself up. Really, really nice and easy, as you can see, to get into. So I do like that. Lots of nice creature comforts here, as you're seeing by this quick B-roll that I'm showing from the back seat. Access to the center console, lots of storage under here. Rear seat controls, including cooled outboard seats. So these captain's chairs actually are cooled seats, ventilated seats, as well as heated. You don't see that very often. But again, this is a premium vehicle at a premium price point for this particular one. Very comfortable chairs, beautiful panoramic roof. I'm not going to get into it a lot. Now, getting to the third row, that's what I always try to harp on with people. So one thing I like about the captain seats is that you have this center ability to squeeze through and get in. So you can move these armrests up. And I've got a snow brush here to climb over and get here into the back seat. So let me go behind where you guys can see me. Go behind the seat I was at. So I would have to move that seat up a little bit because I did have it back quite a lot. And there is a button here to do that. You could fold it actually. So I'm just going to do that now. But typically I would have the passenger sitting in this seat slide up a little bit, probably till about there where that seat is, where the bottom is. That way I have enough room to put my feet under this seat and still be comfortable. And this is a comfortable space to be in. Wouldn't want to be in here for hours and hours, but it's not bad. Again, I've taken people on a couple of hours in this and they've been fine in it. It's a 2-passenger only. Definitely great for kids. Definitely works for adults. Tons of headroom, cup holders, some amenities here with the windows as well, and heating elements, vents to direct, and a reading light as well up here. So there are some amenities. Overall, again, a very usable space contrary to some of the other 3-row SUVs, which is really, really hard to recommend for adults' use, especially in longer type of road trips. I wouldn't have. All right, I'm not going to spend a lot of time showing every detail of here again because I've done that on the other video, but you can see there's lots of controls. Each trim model has different options that you can get. You can open your front and rear hatch from here with some other options. Your charging port as well. You have your nice big screens. Make sure my music's off. Just show you quickly some of this. Lots of stuff going on here in the infotainment. Typical card style with a summary screen that Kia has. Here's your HVAC, some hard set controls for certain things. Then all your HVAC are touch controls, as I mentioned. Here are the steering wheel and heat. For the steering wheel and heat seaters, a little bit small, a little tough to get to it sometimes, but they do work well. Some more storage here, USB-C's, 12 volt, some more storage down on the floor. This again, your big console, if I slide it over, has a beautiful charging mat. It works perfect even on my thick case. I was surprised actually to charge. So ergonomically, everything's nice. This is a floating console, which means it slides back and forth. About 4 or 5 inches, I believe, on here. I've got something in the back that it's bouncing into, so I can't get all the way back, but make a good use of space. Big center console, which is shareable to the rear, and all kinds of other places. Map. Big glove box as well. If I go down here, all kinds of stuff. Sorry for the jittery motions. Again, you can have different buttons to move your seats for passengers back there. Very comfortable seats, a very comfortable environment. Your controls. This does have a roof that actually opens, and it has a shade that comes across for coverage, and you can put that in any kind of spot. Big visors and stuff. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. Nice steering wheel and functions controls, including some of the ADAS systems. HUD display as well. I may not be able to see it. I've got it on. and so forth. We're getting this rain that's passing through a little bit here and there. So very nice and very good visibility. This does have a digital screen. I have the the hatch open, so right now it's pointing up to the sky, but if you can see it, you can see the sky here, but if it's not, it's a digital camera if you prefer that, with some home link functions and some other buttons. So a very nice interior, very comfortable, ergonomically excellent. They just know what they're doing here. Just some quick driving thoughts on this 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 9. It's a fantastic vehicle, as I said in my first video when we drove it around Vancouver Island for a day or so, driving those beautiful two-lane roads, going up and down mountains and hills by lakes. Was a very, very nice experience, and this doesn't let down in that compartment as far as continuing with that driving, especially for every day. Been going back and forth, doing a lot of running around this week with errands and stuff, and this has just been a fantastic vehicle to drive. It's just so comfortable, easy, get in, go. Everything works very, very nice. Easy to find a comfortable seats. Now, of course, this is the highest spec trim, so it has all the luxury appointments, but even in some of the lower spec, you're going to get very similar in comfort and capability in a lot of those features. This just goes. It's easy to put people in and out of. Infotainment, all the controls, your wiper controls, signals. Brakes work really well. I've been running this in level 2 regenerative braking mode. This has 4 or 5. It has from 0, 1, 2, and 3. So 0 being no regeneration at all, and then 1, 2, and 3 get stronger as the number gets higher. But none of those modes will actually take you to a stop and hold you. You need to use I pedal for that, which is the 5th regeneration mode, if I got my numbering right. And that is your one pedal driving, so that will be constantly providing regeneration when you let off the accelerator. I found in this vehicle, because it's big and heavier, that I've been able to really modulate it as softly as I can in level 2 and still use the physical brakes for the last little bit of slowing down and stopping. It is good to use your brakes on an all-electric that has regenerative braking, even with one pedal. You do need to manipulate your brakes and scrape up some of that rotor at least once a day, if not a little bit more than once a day. Keep those pistons and pads moving as well along the disc mechanisms and the calipers. So it is important to use your physical brakes, not just 100% rely on regenerative braking, because you can get some rust buildup and dirt buildup. So and everybody has different recommendations for maintenance. So just wanted to let you know this has been very comfortable in level 2. The highway driving assist features are nice. So the HD2 versions, again, good lane keeping, good adaptive cruise control. Will take you to a stop if the vehicle in front of you stops, but if it's open road like here and I'm coming up to a red light and there's nobody in front of me, it won't know that. It'll just keep going. It doesn't read red lights and stuff, so got to be cognizant of that. But a good highway assist, and again, that's what these are for, are assisting in your highway drives. Overall, a really, really nice interior, a really nice driving experience. This has been comfortable. The suspension's good. Nobody's complained about this being too bouncy or too harsh. It's just been a really pleasant drive. So again, Hyundai, you think about people, you think about ergonomics and comfort, and you think about the practical day-to-day of how people use your products, and that's what I really, really enjoy from you folks. All this goodness, of course, comes at a price. And being the top spec vehicle of this, it's not going to be the cheapest one out there, but it's very competitively priced in the 3-row all-electric SUV people mover market space. This particular one is the premium calligraphy. I'm trying to read the specs here. This is the 6-passenger version, so it has the 2 captain seats, as you've seen. And the price with freight PDI in this is $83,799, so just under $84,000. Yes, it's a lot of money. Very competitively priced, though, against what's out there. However, if you wanted to scale this back and get a very well-equipped single-motor rear-wheel drive version, which I would probably look at if I was going to get one of these, because good winter tires and knowing how to drive, I'm fine with rear-wheel drive. That's under $64,000. So for $1,000 less than a Model Y, if I throw that out there, you can get a single-motor version of this. I believe that's probably a 7-passenger version, but I'd have to check the specs, because the middle row, instead of being 2 captain seats, can be a 60/40 sliding bench setup, which is what I would prefer, to be honest with you, to be able to get more people. I typically don't carry more than 3 people around, so I would want to throw down that 3rd row and only bring it up when I needed to, kind of thing. But so lots of different configurations, lots of good price points on this. Is this a recommendation? Well, I'm just ecstatic about this vehicle. It's been an absolutely joy to drive all week. I just forgot the quality, the workmanship, the makeup that Hyundai brings to the automotive landscape. I'm never disappointed in any of their electrified products, I have to admit. I just continue to have a blast with them. And I continue to see why they are, and they have moved up the food chain quite substantially from the OEM marketplace globally to really be a force to be reckoned with, and in their quality, in their amenities and appointments that they offer, and functions and features in their vehicles. This is just an outstanding vehicle. It's just so easy to drive. It's comfortable, quiet. You know, and I know I sound like a broken record. I see that about a lot of them. They are, obviously. This is it's just get in and go, no fuss, no muss, so easy to drive, and everything just works extremely well. If I had to nitpick anything, a little feedback for Hyundai engineers, the only thing I would say is that the controls for the heated steering wheel and the heated seats for the front are really small to get to. They're tap controls on a screen, soft controls as opposed to hard buttons, and they're really hard to get to when you're driving and you need to reach down. You really have to take your eyes off the road to find them. They're so small. Leaving the HVAC on auto does a great job of recirculating, defogging, all that stuff. So I think you've really solved the soft button, soft touch issues with that setup using the automatic HVAC system. But again, just turning on those seats, maybe have auto functions on those, so they'll come on with the climate. They'll have temperature sensing like other OEMs do. Then I don't have to reach down and always be mucking with those stuff. Because as I drive, you do have to look down somewhat, and that's my only negative feedback. Infotainment, everything else I love, and the use of the steering wheel buttons to navigate some of this works really well. So obviously another huge thumbs up for Hyundai and the IONIQ 9. Absolutely love it. I encourage you to go look at these. These are fantastic products. All right, and that's it for this edition of the EV Revolution Show. I hope you enjoyed my show here on this beautiful 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 9. This is the premium calligraphy edition, if I've got that right. The 6-passenger, top spec with all the goodies in it edition, but there are different trims. Thanks again very much, Hyundai Canada. You folks always treat me well. I really appreciate the support that I get from you guys. And thank you very much for allowing me the use of this press vehicle. And for you watching, I appreciate you taking the time. And as always, at the end credits, I always list all my Patreon supporters. I never forget you folks. I just want you to know that you may not hear much from me, you may not see much from me, but your names are always at the end of each and every of my shows, and I always appreciate what you do. If you're interested in looking at helping me sponsor on Patreon, you can check the rolling credits and you'll see some info there. So again, up until the next show, until I have an opportunity to bring yet another vehicle to you to promote the EV landscape, keep the faith, keep watching. Everybody stay safe, and I will see you when I see you. Take care and thank you.